This episode of the Gamerheads Podcast is brought to you by Seven Bridges Premium Gourmet Yum Yum Sauce. Enhance every bite with our savory blends of flavors, perfect for meats, vegetables, and crispy treats. Whether you're dipping, drizzling, marinating, grilling, roasting, or snacking, Seven Bridges Yum Yum Sauce takes your culinary experience to the next level. Get yours today and make every meal a gourmet delight.
Hi, I'm Celia Schilling from Yacht Club Games.
Hey, this is James from Megacat Studios.
Hey folks, this is Matt, aka Stormageddon from Reignite and the Fun and Games Podcast.
This is Stephanie from the Boss Rush Podcast and the Boss Rush Network.
Hey, this is Mark and Keon from Bunte Avond.
Hey, this is Sebastian with the ProNerdReport.com and the Single Player Experience Podcast.
Hi, this is Chris.
Mike.
And Garrett from Daylight Basement Studio.
Hey, this is Baron J67 from Level 1 Gaming.
Hi, I'm Jacob McCourt from the Left Behind Game Club, Crossplay Conversations, and Video Game Trivia.
Hey, this is Todd Mitchell from Code Right Play.
Salutations, this is Mike Carroll from Stroll Art.
Hey, this is Jeff Moonen from Fun and Games Podcast.
What's good, y'all? This is Adam from Respawn Aimfire.
Hey, this is Patrick from the Backlog Odyssey.
Hey, this is Rune from Runic Codes.
Hi, this is Andrew from Spalato Bros.
Hi, everyone. Jill Grote here from the Indie Informer.
Hello, this is the Crypt Master, and you're listening to Roger You're listening to Roger on the Gamerheads Podcast.
And welcome to another episode of the Gamerheads Podcast. My name is Roger. Along with me, I have my good friends and co-hosts. I have Mike.
Hello.
Welcome, Mike. We also have Zeb. Welcome, Zeb.
Hello.
And Jake. Welcome, Jake.
Hello.
I should say this. This is like for anybody that's listened to the episode since day one, which probably is nobody. But if you did, this is not the same Jake that was in the very beginning of the podcast. This is a different Jake. So
there was an imposter before me?
Yes, there was. So welcome to the show. Welcome all our patrons as well. Welcome, Matt. Welcome, Sarah. Welcome, Jill. And welcome, Adam. Thank you so much for supporting the Gamerheads Podcast. And listener, if you want to support the Gamerheads Podcast, you can as well for as low as $3 a month. You can support this show and support all the fun antics and crazy stuff that we do, including this podcast and going to PAX. So we'll have that to talk about here soon. Soonish, I guess. It feels weird because usually PAX is like in March. So to say it's like not until May, it's a kind of a weird feeling, but so we do have some news this week. We're going to be talking about our Game of the Year discussion as well, and also games we're playing. I do want to start off some news though. Some sad news for me, at least. Like, I don't know. I was very sad to see this news. This week, Phoenix Labs, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, let go of most of their staff. So Phoenix Labs, I don't know if you guys are real familiar with them. They did Fae Farm. They did
they
Dauntless
did Dauntless. Yeah, you loved Dauntless. That was on your
I did
weekly conversation for a while.
It was, yeah. In fact, I interviewed one of the narrative directors from of the game at the time. He's not there anymore, but he left before these layoffs happened. But Fae Farm, my wife loves Fae Farm. She like plays that religiously. And what's interesting about Fae Farm, not this year, but the year before. I mean, not this past year, but the year before, they had at PAX West, I think it was, they had this huge display for Fae Farm at PAX. I mean, you walk into like this magical land and you walk around and you get to play all the games, and it was crazy. But then apparently, like, I think that right now they have their parent company was a company that was really into not Bitcoin or those kind of things where what's the other
blockchain technology?
Yeah, blockchain. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. And then they came up with an update. I haven't played Dauntless in a really long time, but I heard the update was not good for Dauntless. And Yeah, it's too bad because when Dauntless first came out, like that was a rival to Monster Hunters. Anybody play that game?
Yeah, I played a little bit of Dauntless when it first came out because I was like, oh damn, it's like Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
So, and it had like the same kind of feel, but it also like it looked cool. Like it kind of looked like Fortnite in a way now, like what Fortnite looks like now. Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I think Epic Games actually published them initially. I think they were the first game to come out.
Yeah.
Cross-platform, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Cross Steam, PS4, Xbox, and Switch, I think. I'm not sure if Switch was in there initially. Yeah, they did come to Switch. So
I remember trying to connect my Epic Games account to my PlayStation. I had such a hard time with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever get that figured out? Because that is not easy to do. I'm gonna say like that.
No.
Yeah.
I think I just made a new account and just that.
Yeah, my son really loved Dauntless a lot. Like he always wanted to play Dauntless. The thing is, like, that game also took a lot of space on my hard drive, and you know, just like any other game, it kind of gets rotated out eventually. And
yeah,
we had to say goodbye to Dauntless, and now we really have to say goodbye to Dauntless. So yeah, that's sad news. It's too bad. I mean, I hate to see a studio go, but especially one that, like, I don't know, like my family seemed to really have a lot of fun with the games. So
yeah.
I don't know if anybody's played Fae Farm either, but Fae Farm is very much like it's kind of, I mean, I don't want to say it's like Stardew Valley. I mean, it's Stardew Valley in the sense that you can farm and stuff like that, but then there's adventures you can go on. It's more like Ruin Factory, kind of. That's what it kind of reminds me of a little bit. So it's pretty fun, and it was multiplayer, cross play as well, so that was neat. But yeah, so that was that one piece of news. The other piece of news that I thought this was really neat. Some positive news. Video Game History Foundation launches the digital library for anyone who wants to study games. So it's in early access now, but you can get different design documents for games. You can get press kits for different games. I thought that was neat. One of the things when I was looking into this, one of the things that I thought was kind of interesting was that on the flip side, you have the Electronic Software Association. They arguing that publishers should handle the active archiving games themselves. Which, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem like that's being done. I read a stat. Mike, do you remember? I think we talked about this once. I read a stat once that out of all the games made, like 80% of them are like lost forever.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's a lot of games, this is of all the games that's ever been made, right? So,
right.
Think about things
Just
like
think about Nintendo.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But like company like Phoenix Labs, right? When they shut down, what happens to all that stuff? Nobody knows, right? So
yeah, because it never got a physical copy. Like Dauntless never got a physical copy or anything like that. So
yeah,
and obviously it was always online, right? So
I mean, it's the same story as Concord.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Yeah, people bought it and then they're like, "Well, you can't play it even if you own it." So it's like, what?
Yeah.
And when a studio shuts down, like what happens? Who owns the code? Who owns the rights to that stuff? That's really murky waters. And
yeah,
I know there was a famous story. I don't remember what it was, but it was basically like the code was just thrown away in the garbage. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah.
It's like the E.T. All the E.T. games.
Well,
the dump
cemented over.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was on purpose, though. I mean, that was a different. Although I
seal away the curse.
Yeah, exactly. But isn't it like? I mean, I don't know if it's how hard it is to find anymore, but I think some people are like, "Oh, I wish I would have held on to the copy of ET."
Probably. Yeah.
I don't think I've heard anyone ever say that ever.
Well, I can tell you one person, Mike.
You wish you held on to your copy?
No.
Oh.
No. I'll tell you after the show.
Oh, it's that secretive.
It's that secretive, yeah. So that's pretty much the news that I have. Do you guys have any news that you want to add to this at all?
No. Not that I can
Slow
think
week.
of.
Slow week. Yeah.
There was that. I didn't read too much into it, but the Bioware restructuring.
Oh.
More layoffs.
Apparently. Yeah. Apparently they did. Veilguard didn't do the numbers they wanted.
Oh,
and they're also going to be concentrating more on Mass Effect 4 now, which is part of the reason they said to maybe make it sound less mean, I guess, that they're firing people.
Yeah. I heard Veilguard and the soccer game, right? Wasn't there like a soccer game too or something?
Oh, FIFA. Yeah, FIFA didn't do as well.
Because EA published those games, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, boy, a lot of pressure on Mass Effect. Hopefully.
Yeah, pressure on Mass Effect, and then like I'm thinking Assassin's Creed for Ubisoft needs to do good because Tencent's waiting.
Yeah. Was it you, Jake, or Zeb? I don't remember. I don't know, Mike. I don't know if you played Veilguard. I know one of you two.
I did. Yeah.
Okay. I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I need to go back and finish it. But,
yeah, me too.
What I played, like I really liked, like your teammates and stuff, and that's kind of like the bread and butter of BioWare, right? Is that kind of stuff. So I found the combat kind of got a little boring once in a while, but like, yeah, the story was cool. So
yeah, I think it came out at a really inopportune time though too. Like there was a lot of games that were releasing when it came out, so
yeah,
it probably got buried in. I mean, that's the hard part. Like that's the hard part right now. Like back when Mike and I grew up, like a game would come out and like you knew, like, oh, like a new Street Fighter, oh, a new like Mario, like I mean, we would know that was like Mario game, but like, and they would just stand out. Like there was not a whole lot of competition. Yeah. And then as years went on, obviously, just the competition just became harder and harder. And I don't know, it's just a different market now. So
yeah.
Is it that there's more competition, or that we're adults that can spend money so we don't have to wait for our parents to buy us a game that we're stuck playing for 6 months?
But we didn't even know release dates. We just showed up and the game was there.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Even the magazines were off, you know?
Yeah, that's true. And it's kind of weird because like it kind of shocking how well games did back then with really how loosey goosey things were.
Like, it was all
word of mouth was a big deal.
That's all it was.
Yeah. But I think because there was less games being released, the word of mouth meant a lot more though too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I can tell you, like there's a lot of games you have to play this game, wait to play this game, wait to play this game, and I'm like, I just don't have the time to play all these games. And there's just so many games. So
yeah.
That's why I'm getting another table. A local place is doing a convention in about a month, so I'm getting a table and I'm gonna unload a lot of my inventory again.
Nice. You have to let me know before you unload it.
What do you want? I got 17 copies of ET. You want one?
I was hoping you'd say that.
He intercepted them.
Yeah, that's right. We did a Fast and the Furious type situation. Not like where they fly into space. I'm talking OG Fast and the Furious, where they actually were thieves.
Yeah.
Just hijacking trucks.
Filled with ETs. The driver was like, "Why'd you even jump on the truck to try to steal? If you would have flagged me down, I would have just given you a bunch of them."
He was just going to the dump. I don't know why he wanted these so bad. Oh, that's fine. You can have them. That's funny. Okay. Any other news items?
No. There was the big thing about OpenAI and NVIDIA.
Oh, tell me. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah. So OpenAI, which is huge for ChatGPT and stuff like that, it costs like $100 million to make or something like that, and like it had stakes in like NVIDIA. I think that's how it was. But the thing was, a company in China called DeepSeek made a new version of AI, completely separate from OpenAI, and it cost them about like $1 million or something like that. Like
10 million compared to 150 million that NVIDIA and all the American tech companies spent. And then, sorry, go ahead. I don't mean to steal.
And it's open source. It's completely open source. So like even like the pro version of OpenAI, which costs like $20 a month or something like that, this is completely free. And
completely free because they want to get all your information.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what they're all doing, right?
Yeah,
so
that's true. Who are we fooling? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
So, but because of all of this happening, the stock for NVIDIA just dropped.
Really?
Completely. Yeah. Like,
because they invested all this money into OpenAI and there was a cheaper version just sitting underneath their nose the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. So,
wow.
Yeah. So,
wow. See, this is the funny thing is like, I don't game side. I know a lot about the game side. I feel like you two know a lot more about like the tech side of stuff that I that was not on my radar at all. So.
Yeah. I just have my Apple News set up with gaming stuff and tech, and that's how I get it all. Right.
I just find it funny because all the like West Coast tech companies are saying that DeepSeek stole their AI model to make it, which all the American AI models essentially stole everybody else's stuff to make their AI. So it's the robber crying to the police that their stolen money got stolen again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. Actually, I just had a pop up about how my graphics card need to be updated. So that just kind of makes me laugh. Okay. Any other news? Look at this. If I just keep asking, you guys will just keep feeding me.
No, I'm spent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Let's move on then.
Off on my head.
All right. Let's move on then. And the next topic we have here is our Game of the Year discussion. So we have 3 categories. We have, so we ran our own little thing here. We ran our own little Game of the Year discussion thing. So we had Hidden Gem. So Hidden Gems were any games that we thought were like below the radar that many people maybe not have heard of, but they should have played. So those are Hidden Gems. We also have our Game of the Year discussion, which is games that we necessarily didn't review. We could have, but we don't necessarily had to review it, but we played it and we all thought, hey, this is a fantastic game and we want to throw our hat in the ring for those games. And then we have our Critics' Choice Award. And the Critics' Choice Award are the games that we did review that got a score of A or higher, an A- or higher. And then we all voted to see which one of those games wins the Critics' Choice Award. So we'll start with the Hidden Gem. I'm not going to read through all the games because we would be here all night if I would read through every game that's on these lists here. But I'll just read the top couple games here. So we had in the Hidden Gems, we had Spiral, That got also the other thing I should say is that we voted for this as well. So we all voted for the different games here. So Spiral was in the top. I'm gonna say top 3 because there's actually 2 games that are in the top. There's actually 4 games, but 2 got ties. So Spiral, that was a game that Trina really liked a lot. She played that game at PAX, and then she reviewed it as well for the site. And that game made her cry. I don't think that she'd be ashamed for saying that because it was a very powerful game. It's a game where it's about somebody that is losing their memory and due to Alzheimer's, and so apparently it hit pretty hard. So I have not played it. I don't know if any of you played that game or not, but
I watched Trina play it on Discord, and there are parts that I may have had to mute my microphone to avoid sniffles on Discord because it hit, especially with what I was going through in real life at the time. I was very like, okay, this is a little too on the nose right now in my life.
Yeah.
But it was a very well done game, and the art style is very beautiful in terms of what it's trying to tell you.
Nice. So that was one of the games. The other games that are on our list here that came in second was Mirthwood. So this is one of the games that I put on the list here for Hidden Gem. So Mirthwood is an RPG that feels very much like Souls-like game, kind of meets like an open world where you can do pretty much anything. And it just boggled my mind, all the stuff that you could do. Like basically you could run in different characters and you could kill them if you wanted to. You didn't have to. You could do anything. It was crazy. It's a very open game made by 2 people. The art style is really awesome. It's like all hand drawn, kind of looks like Renaissance art a little bit. It's a very cool game. If you haven't had a chance to play it, you should go play it. So that was Mirthwood, and then the other one was Enshrouded, and I think Jake, you're the one that suggested that one. Do you want to talk about Enshrouded?
I played a lot of Enshrouded this year. It's probably one of my top games. But yeah, it's very cool, kind of survival, open world survival kind of game, but has a very heavy RPG mechanic to it as well. So you're picking up new armor, new weapons, spells, all that kind of stuff, which is really fun. But then it also has like a really cool build mechanic for it, and it's in early access still right now, so they're continuously adding stuff to the game. They actually just had a really big update like yesterday or 2 days ago or something like that, adding a lot more stuff and some new features. So yeah, it's a really fun game, and I suggest everyone play it.
Nice. I have not played it. I don't know. Zeb or Mike, have you played that game yet? No. So Enshrouded. And then the number 1 game, though, is a game that apparently you all are a big fan of. I have not heard of this game at all. And that is, and I guess that's why it's under the Hidden Gem, Planet Crafter. Can you guys talk about Planet Crafter? Because what is this game?
Take it away, Jake.
I feel like you, Trina, Stephanie all play this game, right? All 3 of you? 4 of you?
I think Zeb played it with Steph, and then me and Trina played it together. But you basically land on a barren planet, and then the whole point of the game is to basically terraform the planet. So you're starting out, and the planet is like red and desolate, and
Mars.
Yeah, it looks like Mars basically. And then you get like oxygen generators, and then you get like water generators, and so you're basically working towards a goal. So you start as like making the sky look blue, and then clouds will start forming, and then rain will come down, and then like oceans will start building up, and then you make like you get seed spreaders, and you start spreading like trees and plants, and it like all goes up, and then you're like making frogs start showing up, and there's like fish in the water, and then like mammals and stuff like that, and it's really cool. And yeah, we had a lot of fun playing it. So
nice. Yeah, I've not played that game. I know I've heard all of you talk about this game quite a bit. So I think when you all were first joining Gamerheads, I think this was the game that you all were playing. Maybe you all still do play it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Stephanie's the only one that's actually finished it.
Oh, okay.
True. Yeah. Okay. Me and Trina got to like the end, but then it's like you're kind of waiting around because you need to get all your stats up and whatnot, and it kind of just takes time. But Trina was having a fun time just decorating everything too. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that one, our hidden gem. If we move on to our game of the year, again, we have, I'll list the top 3 games here. So, coming in at number 3 was, Dragon's Dogma 2. Jake, you suggested this game. I have not played. I played the first one. I have not played the second one. How's the second one compare to the first one?
I only played a little bit of the first one, but
okay.
I really liked the second one. It kind of has like Monster Hunter vibes to it a bit. You're kind of working on hitting parts of monsters and enemies, and you can do a lot of different things. But I thought the vocation, like all of that stuff, which is kind of like your class that you have, was really well done. There's some really cool like additions to different classes or vocations or whatever they're called. So, and I also have a really hard time sticking with one class. I usually switch. Like I'm so bad at that. So it was really good to be able to just kind of switch classes whenever you wanted. So yeah, nice. I had a lot of fun with it. It was a really cool game.
Nice. Mike, did you play the first one? The first
Dragon's Dogma?
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying that as like I'm not like poo-pooing on the game.
Yeah.
I'm just saying about my the running joke is that I don't play any games anymore. I buy games, I just don't play them.
Fair.
That's not a knock against the game. That's a knock against my ability to sit down and play a game.
I guess the question is then, did you buy Dragon's Dog?
Yeah.
Did you buy? Did you buy the first one, Mike? I don't know.
No.
Maybe you didn't. No, you didn't.
I didn't buy the first one. Although I did follow the second one a little bit because I really liked the concept. I love like fighting against giant bosses and everything, and I like that you've got AI controlled partners that will help you out and everything. And it's back when it first released, I heard a lot of people saying a lot of good stuff about it.
Yeah.
I feel like it was one of those games that everyone was hyped about, played it for a couple months, and then it kind of just fell off a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. You know? That's what I'm saying. It goes back to the whole thing we talked about Dragon Age, right? Like all these games come out, and it's like they're there for their it's rare that a game is able to hold on to people's attention. Like I feel Baldur's Gate 3 did last year, right? Even this year, people still talk about Baldur's Gate 3. But yeah, and Elden Ring, like people still talk about that, and Zelda games. That always keeps people's attention too. But
well, that's because Nintendo only puts out 5 games a year.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true too.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was number 3. And then number 2 was Dragon Age: The Veilguard. So that was a game that I suggested, and I got enough votes from people to move into number 2. We talked enough about Dragon Age, I feel like, so we can move on past that one. But number one seems to have gotten everybody's attention, and that is Balatro, or Balatro. I guess he pronounced it Balatro, the developer.
Yeah.
At the Game Awards.
We were all pronouncing it wrong this whole year.
That's right.
Oh, I want to take away my vote now. Had I known that was the correct way to pronounce it, no.
Or do we pull the GIF on? I can't. Balatro. See, yeah, because the creator of the GIF,
and he's wrong.
GIF, and
that's true. That's true.
And everyone went, "No, you're wrong."
Yeah, you're wrong.
I mean, I tried to help. I said it was GIF for the longest time, but I caved in. But yeah, Balatro.
I still play this game. Like last night I was playing it because I was like, oh, I can do another run. And this game is one of those games that, again, is one of those games that captured people's attention, right when it first, well, I wouldn't say when it first released, but once everybody started talking about it. This is a game that people said was a word of mouth, said you have to play this game.
Yeah,
like, this is a really good example of that. But boy, it's just like one of those games that it's like, oh, I have 10 minutes. I can play a quick round.
Exactly.
And then like 2 hours later, like, what just happened?
Yeah. I keep seeing on like Reddit and stuff, and it's the gag is that it's your work bathroom break game. And it's like
very true.
You're gonna have to call the paramedics on you. Is everything okay?
Yeah. But
you've been in there since.
People are like, "Well, my bathroom break's gonna be a little longer today and stuff."
Well, now especially if it's on mobile, since it's on mobile, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody kind of gave me a weird look when I brought my Switch into the bathroom. What are you doing? Nobody says anything.
It's our generation's solitaire.
That's true.
I just feel like if Microsoft's continue to put games on their computers pre-built, Balatro is going to be there in like 10 years. It's going to be the new solitaire because it's perfect.
It is a perfect game. Yeah. And that game sold a lot too. So, and it was nominated for Game of the Year. So, it won a lot of year.
Yeah, it won a lot of awards, even if it wasn't Game of the Year.
Yeah. So that was our Game of the Year. And then we go to the Critics' Choice. These are the games that we reviewed that got an A or A- or higher. And let's go. Let me see here. I'm going to go with the top. Let's just go with the top 3 here. So coming in number 3 was Mirthwood. So I reviewed that game. That game got an A. So we already talked about Mirthwood, so we don't have to talk about that one again. Number 2, Mike, was Vampire Survivors Ode to Castlevania DLC.
Are we going to get in trouble for nominating a DLC?
Actually, you know what? There was two Vampire Survivors DLCs that were nominated because they both got A's. The other one was the Contra one. But Mike, do you want to talk about this one? Because I really liked this one a lot, and I know you liked it too.
Yeah, I mean, it's Vampire Survivors and it's Castlevania DLC. I mean, there's really not much else you need to say about that. It's it's vampires and it's Castlevania. I mean, it's here. I mean, it's. I mean, you're playing Vampire Survivors with Castlevania characters, but it's more than that. It's got a ton of music. Once again, a ton to unlock. It's almost like it could be its own game instead of just. There's so much content to it, and there's different aside from the different enemies, you got all the different, like even some of the most obscure characters you can unlock and fight against, things like that. So if you enjoyed Vampire Survivors, I mean, this caused me to pick the game up. I hadn't played it in a while. I didn't play the Contra DLC or anything else after that. So this was a great time to jump back into the game. And it's I don't know why this developer is pricing these things so low.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I think like even that one was like at tops. I think it was like $5.
Like $5. Yeah, it was like $5.
Yeah. Zeb or Jake, do either of you play Vampire Survivors?
I played a little. I know Jake more than.
Yeah. It's funny because I started that game on my iPad. That
really?
was like my first kind of part of, because I think it was free or something like that.
I think it's free. Do you have Apple? Do you have Apple Arcade?
I don't have Arcade, but I don't know. Maybe I just paid. It's such a cheap game, but it's just like it's got so much to it. And then I got a Steam Deck, and then I got it on there.
Oh yeah,
it's the perfect like throw on a TV show and just mindlessly play that game.
Yep.
It's so
Jake would say good night to us in Discord and log off. And then we'd see on Steam, he'd pop up playing Vampire Survivors. Well, he's just on his Steam Deck now. He's still playing games. He's not going to bed.
It's my calm down game.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Like Balatro.
That actually is a good segue to our game of the Critics' Choice Game of the Year is Balatro. So that won the most votes. Yeah, that game is so good. I don't know what else to say. That game is a good wind down game too.
The gameplay loop is perfect, and its ability for its crossovers, I think, is cool. That you can customize your cards any way you want. So if you're really a fan of The Witcher, you can have that. And it's so cool that one dude is able to make all these connections with all these AAA games. Like, I have Cyberpunk on that. That's so freaking cool to me.
Yeah. Dave the Diver.
Yeah.
Warframe, like
Vampire
any
Survivors.
game you can think of. Vampire Survivors.
Vampire Survivors. That's right. Yeah. What a cool game. What a cool experience. So it's funny now. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but you'll see like people try to mimic the Vampire Survivor.
They're all over the place.
Yeah. Now they're trying to mimic the Balatro. I just saw one about like there's a chess one that's like, oh, it's just like Balatro with chess. And I'm like, is it though?
Yeah.
It's like there's a Tetris roguelike now.
Oh, really?
And I saw, yeah.
I'll have to look into that. Unless it's like a cheap knockoff, like, you know.
Yeah.
Did you ever play the Nintendo one, the Tetris 99?
Tetris 99.
Yeah.
It was like a battle royale.
Oh, that game is awesome. I love Tetris.
That game
99.
is awesome.
Yeah.
Do you ever play Pac-Man 99?
I did for about a week.
Man.
Yeah.
It was not good.
Well,
Didn't work
you
out.
can't play it anymore. There's another example you can't play. That game's gone.
Well, then they released another game called another Pac-Man. This one was with like 32 people, but they sold it instead of making it free to play.
Oh, interesting.
So I don't think that's doing well.
And then same with the Mario. Was it Mario 99?
Yep.
Yeah,
was it just?
I remember
it was
that.
just trying to finish the first level.
Yeah, you were. I don't know. No, it wasn't a race.
I think it kept going.
You could send enemies to other players and all sorts of stuff. That's another one I played for about a week.
Yeah. And now there's F-Zero 99 or F-Zero. Is it F-Zero 99?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
It's the Super Nintendo F-Zero game online.
I just feel like those games are to remind you that you're not as good as you think when you go on the internet.
Yeah,
that's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. And that's why I don't play those games. speaking of games that we're playing, let's talk about games that we're currently playing. So, Mike, I'll start with you. What games are you currently playing?
Oh, let's see. So it's been a while since I was on the show, so I'll just talk about Cyberpunk. And I got into Cyberpunk, and I played Cyberpunk, and I loved it, and it was awesome. And then I just stopped playing it because it was like attacking my anxiety and my ability to be distracted by things. I'm like, oh, this will be fun. I'd like to find out what's going on. I mean, great story, great voice. The voice acting is incredible, and the story is awesome. The writing is amazing. I'm having more fun with some of these side quests than I'm having with the main story. Like, I'm taking a break because again, like I said, I don't want to. I'm sick of getting distracted by everything, but I'm really enjoying. And the names escape me, but Zeb, you'll be able to fill in the blanks for me, I'm sure. The current drama that's going on with my bandit friends that live in the desert. Spider, Pan Am,
the Nomad.
No, Scorpion, I think, something like.
Oh yeah,
those and
Scorpion,
and like Dave or I forgot what Gary or something. No, seriously, the other guy, the one
he's got a plain name.
Yeah, Scorpion was like was one of them, and then the other one was named like Gary or Brett or something like that. So I'm really enjoying what's happening with those two, and I'm also really enjoying this side quest that I'm doing with this guy that's running for mayor and his wife.
Oh, yes. The Perez side quest.
Yes. And I just got to this point where, I don't want to spoil. I mean, the game's a year and a half old, but basically,
actually 4 years old.
Oh, really? 4? Jeez, you're right.
Came out in 2020.
Well, then, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to... Basically, when where I'm in their apartment and I find a hidden room, and I got to track down who's like... And that story is really cool, too. And that's where I left it right now. So I've decided I'm going to side with... I decided to tell the husband instead of keeping it a secret from him. So I'm going to see where that leads me. That's an awesome story, and the other awesome story that I'm really liking is where I'm helping out that the detective that's currently on probation. River. With his brother or no, his nephew or something like that.
Yeah, his nephew.
Oh yeah, and these are all so good, so like such great stories. It makes me think like this would be an amazing series, like like a Amazon Prime series or something like that. Like they could just have one episode just be some of these entire stories. So yeah, and right now, I think before I left, I'm trying to pick, or I went to try to get some of Johnny Silverhand's what are they bootleg tapes.
Oh yeah, I know that side quest. Yep.
So,
yeah, if you want to watch a show, if you have Netflix, the Edge Runner show is so good and does Cyberpunk like Night City justice. And
okay,
I mean I got freaking tattoo, which is really hard to show apparently, but of the for the show. And yeah,
all right,
I'm glad you're enjoying the universe as much as you are.
Yeah,
it's my favorite.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it does a lot of new stuff that I haven't done in a while, like the brain scans,
brain dances.
That's it. Yeah, the brain dances and I don't know. It's just a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So
yeah.
And then Roger, when I bought the game when it launched.
Yeah,
and,
I know.
We tried and we were like, yeah,
we didn't like it.
But then when I really got into it, it's it's a lot.
I mean, we both played it a little bit, and we were both like, okay, yeah. And then it's too bad. I can't believe it's been 4 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's up there with Baldur's Gate as one of like the most concurrent player numbers on Steam for a single player game.
Wow.
Being that old still, yeah.
Any recommendations as when I get back into it?
No,
just play it the way I want to play it.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
Are you gonna play the DLC?
I don't know. We'll see what happens but
I suppose that was like a year ago, right? A year and a half ago. Right?
The DLC, yeah. And I've heard like don't buy the DLC when you're done with the game. Buy the DLC and play it while you're playing the game. That's like the recommendations that I've heard.
Isn't it crazy that this game struggled when it first came out, but now like you can play it on a Steam Deck? I think that's crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't give up on it.
No,
it could have been one of the games that we listed of you couldn't play, but no, they were like, there's a story here and we want to tell it, and they put their time in to do it. And then when they released Phantom Liberty, I'm sure there's so many people thinking, oh, is it going to be glitchy? Is it going to be buggy? And no, this is going to be what we wanted it to be on day one. And it was.
Nice.
So, what else? What else have I been playing? Oh yeah, Anton Blast. Almost
Anton Blast. Yeah.
I have a review for Anton Blast. If you want to look at the review, you can find it over at GamerheadsPodcast.com. That game it's a lot like the Wario Land games of recent, where you're it's a 2D side-scrolling platformer, and you're avoiding traps, fighting enemies, jumping into the background, etc. You make it to a point where you get the treasure, and then you have a certain amount of time to race back to the beginning of the level before the level explodes, and so you can escape. But it has a lot of charm. The animation and the scratchy, I guess that's actually a term I put in the review. It's like a scratchy art style. Yeah. So it's very charming. There were two cartoons that it reminded me of, but I forgot which ones. You'll have to read the review over at GamerheadsPodcast.com to see what the two cartoons I compared it to. But then I was thinking on the ride home from work today, it also reminded me, the animation and the drawing reminded me of a very unknown cartoon from the 90s called Eek the Cat.
Oh yeah.
You remember that? Yeah, that was. So again, it was very overzealous animations, and but it was a lot of fun. But I really had a lot of fun with it. For a game like that, you got to have tight controls, and this game had very, very tight controls, so it played perfectly. So if you're looking for just like a chaotic side-scrolling, almost like a racing type platformer, definitely look into picking that up. It's on the Switch and it's on Steam.
Mm-hmm. I played that at PAX West, and what's really funny is I never really played much of the Wario games. So I said, "Oh, this reminds me a lot of like the Tasmanian Devil," and the dev was like, "Oh, yeah, I could see that, but that Wario was like more of the more people say they can see the Wario, but yeah, I could see Tasmanian Devil." I'm like, well, I don't know, that's what I thought right away. So, it has a very Looney Tune kind of feel to it. I guess that's what I think. So, yeah, it's very fun.
Yep. And then the other game that I've been playing since we were talking about wind down games, the game I've been playing to wind down my evenings has been Pac-Man 256. So I got back into that.
Oh, nice.
Have you ever played that one?
I don't think so.
No. It's basically, I think this may have been a cell phone game at one point, but I'm playing it on my Xbox. It's basically an endless runner Pac-Man game. But it's on like an isometric view. So I guess if you want to put it to look like an old school game like Marble Madness, it almost kind of looks like that. Or a newer game. What was the one with the fox where he's Link?
Tunic.
Oh, Tunic. Thank you. Mm-hmm. So it kind of looks, it kind of has that camera angle, but you're Pac-Man and you're constantly moving up, and it's a points game. But the more you can also eat coins, which you can use the coins to purchase power-ups and unlock new abilities, and then you can upgrade those abilities to make them last longer. There's things like you turn Pac-Man giant, you can leave a trail of fire behind you. So it's a lot of fun just playing to unlock all the items on there. I think they sell it for like $250 or something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Are you excited about the Pac-Man, the dark version of Pac-Man? Yeah.
Yes, I don't know if it's a Metroidvania, but it looks like it could be, and I certainly hope it is, because that looks like a lot of fun. Definitely going to be getting that.
Did you watch Secret Level?
No, I didn't see the only secret level I watched was the Mega Man one, but I definitely want to watch the Secret Labyrinth one.
Yeah,
see, that's so funny. Yeah. That's so funny that that's the only one that I watched too was the Mega Man one. What is wrong with us?
It's a really good one.
It was too damn short.
I know.
It was short.
I know.
They were supposed to make a movie out of that. I don't even know what was supposed to happen with the movie. You would think that after the with Sonic and Mario being as profitable as they were, they'd be like, all right, we need to, we need to get this one out.
Talking about.
But they've already announced that they're rebooting Resident Evil again.
They're Resident Evil a bust. That's
which
all
makes me happy. Yeah. Although I am happy that they're rebooting Resident Evil, because the last two iterations were not that
Who's
good.
the director? They announced it, right?
The same guy that directed Barbarian, if you like.
That's right.
Movies.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I love Barbarian.
That Barbarian at the end of the movie, so I assume that you both seen it. Roger, I know for a fact you haven't seen it.
I have not seen this movie.
It's not scary.
No, it's not scary. No, it's just no, it's not. It's just it's just
I hate scary movies.
It's crazy.
It's not scary. Yeah,
it's crazy. That's a crazy movie. But at the end of the movie, when she falls off the water tower, like we were all like we were scared at one point and like grossed out at one point, and when she falls off the water tower and I just started cracking up. Like I'm like, this is like this is just
so much
insanity.
Yeah.
It's insanity.
Yeah, it's so good though. Oh my god, I loved that movie. You have to go. You just can't talk about it.
You can't go in.
Well, I know now that some lady falls off a water tower.
No, that's nothing.
You'll forget by the time it happens.
Yeah.
It's seriously. It's like it's just so wacky. It's like it's almost like it's also almost like it's two separate movies. It's Roger. I know you're not going to watch it, but you should. I mean, you really should.
You all are telling me I should watch this movie, and if Zeb is saying I don't like scary movies,
yeah, you can ask Jake. He tries to get me to watch movies, and I'm like, no, I will leave Discord that night if you put that on. There's no way.
Oh man, I'll get you to watch them someday.
All right, I'll watch Barbarian. So
yeah, well, the fact that he's doing like Resident Evil, I think that's perfect, because
I think it's a good
Resident Evil is kind of goofy in some points, and
they said they're going to stick to the games more than just write their own stories. So.
Like I even read the first book.
You didn't like
if
you didn't like the movie.
What's up?
I enjoyed the movie.
I liked
the light that those lasers that came and cut into his eyeball.
Oh no, that was great. So Resident Evil, the movie Resident Evil 1 was good. So it's good in its cheesiness. Resident Evil 2, the movie, also decent in its cheesiness.
Yeah.
And then after that, they just started going.
They're also not really game, like they're not really part of the game or anything.
They bring characters from the games, but that's it.
Yeah,
but that's
like the main girl in the Resident Evil movies she's not in the games. So
yeah.
But
and then when they rebooted it, they tried to combine Resident Evil 1 and 2 into an 1.5-hour movie, which was a stupid idea.
Yeah,
like they've got a perfect template to go off of. The first game, and then there's a book that goes along with the first game. That gives you some more details into what kind of person Jill was and things with Barry. Like, use that as your template. That's all you have to do. I really hope that the whole situation with Ugly Sonic has taught Hollywood, like, don't try to make these things your own. Take what you see, move
Look
it over
at Halo.
Yeah.
That was after Sonic.
The guy that did the first Resident Evils, I'm pretty sure he did the Monster Hunter movie.
Yeah,
he did
as well. Yeah. And
I forgot there was a Monster Hunter movie.
I don't even know Monster Hunter, and I tried watching that movie, and it's just not even a good movie.
No.
And now that you say that, I forgot there's a World of Warcraft movie too.
I actually like them.
That's decent.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's directed by David Bowie's kid, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't realize that there was they rebooted the Resident Evil movies already. I didn't realize they tried the reboot.
They rebooted them. Well, I don't know if they tried to do a series on Netflix, and that wasn't good either.
That's right.
It was like each episode was like 10 minutes long, wasn't it? Like it.
No, I think they were.
Really?
I think they were between half an hour and 45 minutes. There were some parts that were okay, but a lot of it just didn't make sense.
The Lance Reddick series.
You're talking about that. Okay. There was also another. They did like a. It was Leon Kennedy, like after
I know what you're talking about.
The events of 4, and it was like a CGI or like 3D.
Oh
movie.
yeah, no, yeah, I got those movies. I haven't seen them yet.
Yeah,
story of my life. They're part of my movie backlog.
Will be on the table.
Yeah,
that you have. You're gonna get rid
so
of
anyways, Pac-Man. I was playing Pac-Man.
There
we go.
Yeah.
Moving on.
There we go. Very cool. Zeb, what about you? What have you been playing?
I just finished this game called Solar Ash. It was on Game Pass and it came out in 2021, I guess. And it was just a short little indie game. It took me about 6-7 hours to beat, and it was just fun. You're just like, you're a void runner, so you're in like this black hole event horizon trying to neutralize it from devouring your planet, and timey-wimey gravity stuff is happening. And I'll say if you pay enough attention to the story, you can kind of figure out where it's going to go right away. But the gameplay was fun. Like, your whole concept is like most of the land masses are on these clouds, and so you're able to like skate across the clouds. And so the movement was fun. Combat was stupid simple. So it was one of those nice chill games that don't have to think too much about and just kind of go with the story, which is really nice.
Nice. Is it a side scroller? What is it?
No, it's like a third person game. It's more of like a movement game, that's for sure. And there's like rail riding and grinding and stuff like that. And the voice acting is very well done. And I think that's what sold me on it, was like you could hear the characters' emotions in it and stuff. And if you are a fan of Todd Haberkorn, who's the voice of Drifter in Destiny 2 and he's guy in Helldivers, and he's like one of the main he voices a ton of guys in there that you wouldn't even know. But yeah, it was just found it scrolling through Game Pass. I was like, oh, this looks cool. And I was very happy I did.
Nice.
That's the best part about Game Pass.
Yeah, that's right. Games that you probably wouldn't play before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Besides that, I'm trying to replay Horizon Forbidden West to get to the DLC. I know Jake's way ahead of me on that. Kind of inspired me to do the same.
Nice.
And that's it.
Nice. I really like that game. That's a good game. So
yeah, I enjoyed it.
Cool. Jake, what about you? What have you been playing?
Yeah. So, Zeb mentioned I've been playing Horizon Forbidden West. I played that game back when it first came out, loved it, forgot about it, and then the DLC came out and forgot about that as well, and then picked it up for like $10. So I booted it up, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to play this game anymore. Yeah. So yeah, I booted up New Game Plus, and I'm kind of just gliding through the story again. So I can get to the DLC at the end and stuff. So yeah, I love that game. It's such a cool game. Also, apparently getting a movie, which is pretty
really?
Cool. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
So
cool.
Yeah. And then my calm down game right now is Power Wash Simulator. Zeb actually got that for me a couple months ago, and it's very satisfying, but also frustrating in the same vein, because it's so messy and you just want to clean everything up. So that's and I'll be like, oh my God, I gotta finish this before I go to bed, and it's like a helicopter or something that's just so dirty and stuff. So I've played that, and then actually Trina got me the DLC for the Shrek. It's Shrek.
Oh yeah.
Swamp. So so I haven't played that yet, just because I want to do the main stuff first. But that I'm excited to play that.
Nice.
And then I saw that you added a Wallace and Gromit one as well, that I think would be really cool to play. So
yeah.
I bought the SpongeBob DLC for that.
Oh, is that one good?
Yeah, there's like 7 levels in it.
Oh, damn. Okay, I gotta do that too. I'm probably gonna get all the DLCs, because they're also like Vampire Survivor cheap. So pick those up.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I've been trying to play some Destiny. It's been a little difficult. Just where it is right now is not the best, but they had their next season kind of dev stream last week or this week, and showcasing the season that's coming out on next Tuesday. So kind of excited for that. We get to go back to a ship from Destiny 1, which is really cool. So yeah.
New dungeon.
And there's a new dungeon on the Friday. So me and Zeb are probably going to try and do that. So yeah, we'll probably get frustrated at that, but it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't even talked if we're going to do contest mode or not, too.
We are.
Oh, fine.
That's been decided.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we got to at least try it, right?
I mean, I missed the last dungeon, so we got to try to do it this one.
Fair, yeah.
Oh, I used to play Destiny 2 back in the day. I beat the game, actually. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but
I don't think you can.
Like the Red War, or what are you talking about?
No, like you. There's always the running joke is that I beat the game. No, you just I beat the tutorial. You fight the guy at the end of the tutorial and then you win. No, my problem with Destiny 2 is that every time I boot it up, I'm like, I have no idea where I'm at. I was never here before. Why am I here? And then I go back to the places that I'm familiar with, and they're not the same. And then I just feel lost. And there's like so much lore, and I don't understand what's going on. I just know that Nathan Fillion did a voice.
Well, I can link you a 10-hour video that will catch you up on the Destiny lore.
All right, yeah, I'll watch that when I have my free time.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been playing that game off and on since it came out, and like I feel like I know a good grasp of most things that are going on right now, but I still missed like so many seasons. Like I don't know everything about that game. Like it's a train that just keeps going, and if you get off, it can be hard to get back on. Right?
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Anything else?
Final Fantasy 14 is yeah. I booted up No Man's Sky yesterday because
they added a bunch of like 1 billion planets or something, right?
Yeah. Bajillion planets or whatever. Yeah. So so the update was called World Part 2. So they came out with Part 1 a couple months ago. it's kind of interesting what they're doing. So they have a new game coming out called Light No Fire, which is a procedural planet opposed to procedural planets. It's just one Earth. It kind of looks like it's more like fantasy driven, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool.
But what they did was they are making this technology for Light No Fire, which is like better grass, like the water technology is really well done and stuff like that. So they took that and they put it into No Man's Sky as kind of like a test. Like it's kind of a test for them to see how it works and stuff like that for all these different planets. But they're actually using that technology for their new game.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
Kind of cool. Yeah.
That's another game too that could easily been like, well, we're never playing that one again because they shut that one down. Like,
yeah,
that was a disaster when that launched.
Yeah.
So
I also bought that
I did too. I did too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the whole reason. I think was it PlayStation 4 launch title?
It was exclusive.
Yeah, it was exclusive.
Yeah, exclusive. Yeah, and I was super excited, and I was like, "What is this? What's happening?"
Yeah.
Although to be fair, I play it now, and I'm like, "What is this? What's happening?"
Yeah.
Cool. For myself, what have I been playing? So I have been playing Ender Magnolia, the new one. What is it called? I think it's called like the Bloom of the Mist. Bloom in the Mist. So if you played the first one, it's a lot like the first one. It's a Metroidvania type game, but you don't have to play the first one to play the second one. In this one, you play. It's like 1,000 years in the future from the first one, and you play another attuner who basically can attune to these. There's like a lot of lore in this game that I don't always get all the names right and everything, but basically you're going around and you're finding these like creatures, things that were created to help humans, but then like this mist came and like corrupted them, and you have to like free them from that corruption, and then they're on your side, and basically they're your weapons. So the first person you unlock is a sword person, and she basically that's your first attack, and then you get other attacks as you go on. It's a really cool. The game is gorgeous, absolutely beautiful, and the music is so stunning. It is such a great game. I'm really enjoying the game. It's one of the games that when I played at PAX West, it won one of our Best of PAX West awards, because it was just so well done. One of the things that they focused on in this game versus the first one was one of the complaints they got in the first game was that all the characters that you're meeting, that you're like basically fixing, there was just so many of them that people kind of got lost on who all the characters were, and they kind of lost a little bit of the characterization of those characters. So they really wanted to focus on like making them personable, these people that you're unlocking and saving. And they did a really good job with that. So yeah, I talked to the developer about that, and that was one of their focuses. One of the feedback they got from the first game was like, there's so many characters to unlock that you can play with, but then they kind of got lost. So they pared that down and made their characters more personable. So I've been playing that. And then the other game that I've been playing, I'm reviewing that one, and I'm reviewing Worlds of Aria. So Worlds of Aria is I actually streamed this the other night. So if you want to, you can go to, it's good. I'm going to put that on our YouTube channel, but it's on Twitch as well at twitch.tv/Gamerheads Podcast. So it's like a tabletop game. It's kind of neat. So you have little characters that you can pick from, and you have a team of 4. You can play up to 4 people online as well. And you're basically playing through this story. And this is not, well, it is kind of spoiler, so I won't say, although you could watch me playing it. But you're basically sent in to get the scepter. That's like the first act is to find the scepter of wisdom for the Grand Duke. And every scenario or every little piece that you run into gives you different choices you can make. So, like, for instance, the very first thing you run into is this skeleton guard in the tombs. And you can either try to sneak around him, you could try to reason with him, or you can attack him. And so everybody gets to vote on what they want to do. And then everybody gets a roll to see their success. So it's kind of neat. It's kind of a neat game that way. One of the comments that was made I was playing it with another member of Gamerheads, and he just made the comment. His name is John. He just made the comment. He said, "Well, I was expecting to be combat. Like, I thought there was going to be actual combat when you roll the dice. There's not really combat. It's like if you just fail your dice roll, you take damage, and then you just move on to the next scenario." So we were expecting to be a little bit more D&D. It actually leans more into the comical side of like D&D and the scenarios and things like that. So if you like prepare yourself for that when you go into the game, it's quite enjoyable. It's quite fun. And I actually would like to play this game with a bunch of people because I think it would be pretty fun to see how this all plays out with just people picking different things. And you can split up too. Like there might be a time where like you have some characters that are going to go run to the zoo and other characters go to the beehives, for instance. You can have your party split up, and that's pretty cool. So it's a neat game, and it's just a new concept, and I've never played anything quite like this. It feels like a tabletop game, but not quite like D&D, but more like comical D&D, I guess. So those are the two games that I'm reviewing, and then I'll mention my son and I have been playing Cat Quest 3 together because he's really into Cat Quest 3. He was very jealous because my eldest daughter, played Cat Quest 2. So he's like, well, I want to play Cat Quest 3 with you. So he's been playing that. He's really it's a pirate themed game. So he's really into the pirates, and he wants to be the one steering the ship and shooting. Like he picks, there's times where you're playing these games, like don't pick a fight with that monster over there or that ship over there. Of course, he's like, let's go fight that. I'm like, what are you doing? We're going to lose. We're not high enough level. But he's enjoying it. So he's having fun with that. And then I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but he got Miles Morales, Spider-Man Miles Morales for Christmas. Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, he really loved the first one, so he was super excited. My parents got him the Miles Morales, and he was just like over elated. He was just, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got this. So I've been watching him play that, and I will say, like, he's very good. Like he beat the first Spider-Man game, which is I'm very proud of him. And now he's well on his way into this one. But man, watching him play, I get seasick because he's just jumping and swinging and then jump and swing, and then and he has the camera looking all over one way, and like I'm like, just stop with the camera movement. I'm going to throw up. He's just like, I don't understand what's wrong. And I'm like, study or I am.
I'm old.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's fun to watch him play that, and he's really into the story, and it's a good story. I mean, it's a fun story too. So
I love the Miles Morales DLC.
Yeah, that's really good. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. Before we head out, why don't we tell people how they can find us on social media? Mike, you're not real active on social media, but if people wanted to find you, I guess, what website could they go to if they wanted to read some of your reviews?
They can go to gamerheadspodcast.com.
Nice. Jake, where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm on Blue Sky. I'm Clobbinson, CLOBBINSON. So, yeah.
Nice. Zeb, where can people find you?
I'm also on Blue Sky. You can find me at ZBear, whatever the rest of the Blue Sky thing is. And I'm also on Twitch occasionally, sometimes maybe once a month, twitch.tv/Mr. ZBear.
Okay, nice. And listeners, you can follow us on Blue Sky. That's where we are at. You can follow us at gamerheadspodcast.com. You can also follow me at RogueLeader76. And like I said, we also have our Twitch channel. So you can go to twitch.tv/Gamerheads Podcast. I'll be streaming every Tuesday starting at around 8 or 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Tuesdays. This week, I have a really special game that I'm going to be playing. I can't talk about it yet because it's a game I'm reviewing, but I can't talk about it because it's under embargo, but I'm excited to play it. So check us out then. And just go to our website at gamerheadspodcast.com and check out our reviews and news and listen to other episodes just like this. So, Mike, thank you so much for joining us this week.
No problem.
Zeb, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Thanks for having me.
Jake, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Thank you.
And listeners, thank you so much for giving us a listen. If you like what you hear, leave us a review. We want to hear what you have to say about the show. With that, everyone, stay safe and game on. See ya. Bye.
So long.
Bye.
Bye.